All right, next we have Jenny with sorry, loud in there. Wicked movie musical. Hmm.
Woohoo! Sorry, I didn't change my name, but thank you so much, Kristen, for giving me this platform because they won't allow me into audition rooms or people's houses or outside buildings anymore. Something about poisonous gas, acid in the shower, like I made some mistakes in my time, that's all. But I'm a serious businesswoman. I have a very serious proposal for you. Maybe not for you, but maybe for your friend if you retweet it, and maybe you've got some big clout followers and then they retweet it and it'll get all the way up to the top. And what I'm coming to you today about is Wicked. Wicked, the musical, the one that's on the stage and then they stopped doing it recently and they're trying to make a movie about it, but the directors just aren't sticking around. The directors aren't sticking around. This project keeps getting pushed back. It just happened, I think last week, that the guy, he stepped away. He stepped away. It's like people don't want to do it. And Hamilton is on the screen now in addition to being on his stage. And so I just have some little changes that can be made, especially since this is the Byte Show. I need to remember this is the Byte Show. I'm not just crashing an audition and holding people hostage. So Wicked, if you have read Wicked, hold on, I have my book. Okay, so Poison Ivy borrowed my actual copy of Wicked, but this proves that I am invested in the series. I'm aware of what goes on, and if you are not, then I have a treat for you. So, there's a green woman. She's a witch. She's Elphaba. Elphaba. And she's got like powers, and then like her friends have powers, and then she like flies up in the air, and it's very moving, especially if you see it and she's up there and you are completely sober at the theater. It is moving. But and maybe it doesn't translate onto a screen as well. And so what do we know about movies? We know sex sells. It does. You're not going to do it on the stage unless it's that kind of show. Keep that in mind for later. And then what else sells? Tigers. We know, if nothing else this year, that tigers also sell. So if you read the book, there's a little place called the Philosopher's Club. If you read it at a young age, you probably tried to block it out and not think about it and not talk to your mom when she asks about it, or your friend's mom, or your boyfriend's little brother. They ask you about the philosophers. But now we are adults, and now we are in a sex-positive society. More or less. And in the Philosopher's Club, so let me hold on. I've got my pictures. So in the book, they're at college, they're having fun, they're friends, they're not friends, and then they're friends. And Elphaba, hold up. I tried to find a not sexy picture of Elphaba, and it was really difficult. So she's just a sexy woman. I didn't even think about my green screen. Oh my God. Anyway, she's a very sexy woman. And where was I going with this? Oh, she's got friends. She's friends with Galinda, and she's got his sister. They're not friends. Anyway, they don't go to the Philosopher's Club. So I can see why they left this out of the stage production. But they're friends. They go into the Philosopher's Club. Someone really weird welcomes them in. And then it's like, you imagine this underground situation, and then everybody gets kind of like drugged up. And then this guy, he stands in the middle, right? And they've got like all of these booths around. They start pointing at people. And then they get on stage with a tiger, capital T tiger. This means that he's one of the talking animals in that way. If you're not familiar, it's a whole situation. Anyway, and this is very similar to like a cabaret. So there's like fascism happening, which again, very relatable. Fascism is on the rise, and you got a cabaret underneath some stuff, and they just have sex. There's like a tiger, and it's like very like they say like who is what, and they say the tiger represents something, and then there's a woman, she's like blindfolded, like Justice is blind, and then the tiger like eats her out, and then there's like somebody tied underneath. It's honestly kind of traumatizing. I think we could like rewrap it for film production, but all I'm saying is sex sells. There's a tiger. It gets really philosophical. And, just enough that people feel smart when they talk about it, but Anywho, so let's see. The run of the musical, so we got sex and we got tigers, and then they're singing popular. And she puts on the hat, and and then they go see the wizard. So sex. By the way, there's fascism, and then they go and see the wizard. He's not even behind a curtain yet. He's just saying stuff. He says it, but the curtain is important. I feel like they leave that out sometimes in the musical because he's gonna go behind it. But at this point, boom, out in the open. It's relatable. I think we should do it. I think they should do it. I'm not promoting bestiality. It's a whole, I want to be very clear about that. I'm not promoting it. It's a capital T tiger, which is very different from a lowercase t tiger. And I don't know where they're going to get the tiger for the movie now that most of us, the source of movie tigers is under a lot of suspicion. I want to address that too. But we now have the technology. As we've covered before, we got the technology to turn people into cats, so why not take advantage of it? That is all I'm saying. Thank you for your consideration. Retweet, especially if somebody important follows you and actually follows you, not like they followed you when Twitter was getting started and they didn't know how following worked. Like actually follows you, like active, like retweet. And if anybody knows a lawyer, that last lawyer seemed like a really good idea. If you're still in the chat, just drop your deeds. I don't have my cards anymore, but I'll get them. Thank you so much.
Anything about cats, I am 100% into. Jenny, where I can invest, I can Venmo you or whatever. So